Welcome to the CyberWire's Word Notes podcast, brought to you by Strata Identity, securing the multi-cloud world with identity orchestration.
The word is PNA. Spelled P for private, N for network, and A for access. Definition: a browser configuration control that prevents accessing resources within a private network. Example sentence: Chrome is depreciating access to private network endpoints from non-secure websites as part of the Private Network Access specification. Origin and context. Google rolled out the Cross-Origin Resource Sharing Protocol, or CORS, to its Chrome browser early in 2022. According to Tidwan Rigaudy at Google, the CORS goal is, quote, to protect users from cross-site request forgery attacks, or CRF attacks, targeting routers and other devices on private networks, end quote. In other words, with this control turned on, any attacker that has taken control of a browser page will not be able to connect to any local network resources that don't already connect to the public internet. Software developers Ryan Sleevey, Tidwan Rigaudy, and Frederic Wang explained on a GitHub page, quote, this specification only affects requests from a public IP address to a private IP address or local host, and requests from a private IP address to local host. This may change to cover all cross-origin requests to the private network in the future, end quote. Simon Kolsch at Enoch notes that websites and applications may need to adjust this change to continue functioning properly. Quote, it might not affect you at all if the user-facing part of your application is hosted on servers within a public IP range. If, however, your application is included in an iframe and accessed through your local internet, like your VPN, you might run into problems with Chrome, end quote. Nerd reference. On the ITProTV show in January 2022, Daniel Lowrie talked about the significance of the Google CORS initiative.
What they're trying to implement is a new protocol to stop malware from reaching inside of your own home personal network and accessing resources there. Mm-hmm. That's what this is all about. So it is a security bump, so that they don't go, oh, well, how about that? There's a nice router at 192.168.0.1. Maybe it has a vulnerability that I can exploit and start to have some sort of conversation with it. So from now on, what it'll do with this new protocol is it will say, if I receive a request for an internal resource, it must first pass the test that we allow that type of thing. If it doesn't, which by default nothing will, then it won't allow access into those resources.
Word Notes is written by Tim Nodar, executive produced by Peter Kilpie, and edited by John Petrick and me, Rick Howard. The mix, sound design, and original music have all been crafted by the ridiculously talented Elliot Peltzman. Thanks for listening.
This CyberWire Word Notes podcast is made possible by Strata Identity. At Strata, they created the first-of-its-kind identity orchestration platform, a new approach to make all your identity systems work together across clouds without touching code. With identity orchestration, you can modernize any app or IDP, achieve multi-cloud access control, add MFA or passwordless to any app, and much more. Get out of the identity integration business today. Find out how at strata.io. That's strata.io.